Hey guys, welcome to one more of this. Check it out. Here I have one of the most basic tonal progressions in the world. I have a tonic chord, aka stability, and I have a dominant chord, aka instability. Home, away from home, and it comes back home. And then I have my subdominant chord, this fourth chord in the middle that serves kind of a bridge in between the stability of the one chord and the instability of the five chord or of the 5/7 chord. We all know that. So now to keep it going, what happened? Oh, first, let me show you. So we know all this, but in the tonic chord, we have 1, 3, and 5, the three most stable pitches on a major scale. On the 5 chord, or the 5/7 chord, we have Sol, Ti, Re, and Fa. We know that Ti and Fa are those tendency tones that tend to resolve toward Do and toward Mi or Me. And in the subdominant chord, we have 4, 6, and 1, right? B flat, which is the root, that's why it is the subdominant chord, D, and F. Now, if I add a G here, then this is no longer a B flat, and this is no longer a 4 chord. Now, this is a G minor 7 chord, aka a 2/7 chord, which is why the 2 and the 4 chord and the 4th chords are part of the same functional family. They have so many pitches in common that they tend to function in the same way. They tend to function that way in which they function is they tend to prepare the dominant, right? They serve, like I said, they served as that bridge. Now, let's take one extra step. We're in the key of F major, so that means that we have B flat as our key signature. What happens if I put an accidental and I make this a B natural? Well, the first thing is that this is no longer a G minor 7. Now this is a G7, and this is not a diatonic chord. This is not diatonic because one of the pitches is chromatic. That B natural is not part of the F major scale. So that means that this is also no longer a 2/7. Some students, when they're learning about this, they would mark this as a 2. They would just call it, oh, iffy. This is, the root is G, that is the second scale degree. This is a major 2/7. Let me be clear on this so you remember it for the rest of your student life or musician's life. This is absolutely incorrect. Don't ever call that chord a major 2, because the way we use Roman numerals, especially those diatonic Roman numerals, it's specifically that, like we use them to name or to label those chords that appear diatonically in a given key, and this is not a diatonic chord, so we cannot call it like this. What we should be calling this is 5/7 of 5. This is tonicizing that dominant chord. If we think for a little bit, for a quick moment, that we're in the key of C major, then this would be the dominant of C major. That is why we said that this chord has the same function actually. It's leading into the dominant, but it's functioning as what that dominant of the dominant would be. This is the 5/5. This is the dominant of the dominant. So this is the theory part that I wanted to talk to you in this video. By the way, this is scale degree 2. It is Re. Now, this more than a theory video is an aural skills video. So what I want you to be able to get from this video is a couple of different ways in which you can practice orally this sense of having the 5/7 of 5. Okay, so this is how we're going to do this. I have here the progression that I was just telling you about. I have 8 measures. The first 4 measures have the regular 2. I actually have it as a 2/6/5. So B flat is on the bass. So it's 1, 2/6/5, 5, and 1. And the second time, or the second 4 measures are 1, 5/7 of 5, 5/7, going back to 1. And in my iPad, what I wrote is that thing that we're all used to, where I wrote every chord and all of the scale degrees that are part of that chord, with the difference that now I circle the root of every chord. So this is the root of the 1 chord, of the 2 chord, of the 5 chord, and of the 1 chord. Here you can also see that on the 5 of 5, since we have that B natural that is no longer the scale degree 4 that we had on the 2/7, this is gonna be not Fa but Fi, the a raised scale degree 4. That is gonna be the third of that G7 chord, right? Because if we're in F major, this is gonna be G, this is gonna be B, this is gonna be D, and this is gonna be F, right? F major, I said that, yes. Okay, so these are the ways in which you can practice orally this progression, so you can learn how to recognize it and just have it in your ears. The first one that I'm gonna show you is this. I'm gonna start singing the arpeggios of every chord, starting on the root. So here we go. Do, mi, sol, do, re, fa, la, do, sol, ti, re, fa. Do, mi, sol, do, mi, sol, do, re, fi, la, do, sol, ti, re, fa. Do, mi, sol, do. So that is one way to do it. The next step, if you want to take it there, is we can continue doing arpeggios, but instead of doing every arpeggio going up, starting on the root, we can start on the root going up, but then when we go to the next chord, so in this example, when we go to a 2 chord, instead of starting on the root and going up, we can just go to whatever note is close and change direction. So the first one going up, the second one going down, third one going up, and so on and so forth. Is that how you say it? Let me show you how that would sound. Do, mi, sol, do, re, do, la, fa, re, fa, sol, ti, do, sol, mi, do. Do, mi, sol, do, re, do, la, fi, sol, ti, re, fa, mi, do, sol, mi, do. Another way in which we can start keep working with this is just to start singing half notes, and there's no restrictions on how to move. You can jump. The only thing that how do you say that? The only thing that you have to do is stay within the chord members of each chord, so only those that are there, and try to voice lead, try to voice lead all the lines. So when going from one chord to the next, try to go to a note that is close by, and if you hit any of the tendency tones, then try to resolve them properly. Let's see if I can do that. So here we go. Do, do. Half notes. Mi, sol, fa, re, ti, fa, mi, do, sol, sol, fi, le, ti, sol, sol, do. And the very last one that I'm gonna do in this video, let's see how it goes, is doing exactly that, but instead of doing half notes, doing quarter notes. So here we go. Sol, mi, fa, re, la, do, ti, fa, re, ti, do, mi, sol, mi, do, re, fi, la, sol, ti, re, fa, mi, do, sol. Maybe a little rough jump, but you get the idea of this, okay? So I'll send you and I'll tell you what your assignment is according to this, okay? Have a good one. Bye-bye.